It's Erin with Simple Purposeful Living, and I help you tweak your way to a life you love, one small change at a time. And I wrote a whole book about it. And so I am inviting some of my favorite friends on the internet to share how they tweak away to the life they love, because I don't want you just to read the book. I want you to apply it to your life. So my friend Susan is here today from Confident Mom. Tweaks away to her life that she loves. And I'm in the car today because ladies are at my house. Hello, Susan.
Hi.
Well, we're both wearing blue
There
today.
you go. It was meant to be.
I always love your bright colors. Anytime I see your stories, I love Bowden too, and I know you love Bowden.
I know. Yes, right. That's a tiny tweak right there.
Yes, wear bright.
Finding a company or a clothing company where you oh, everything I'm gonna get from them is so perfect. So
I know. I just wish they had a store so that I could go in.
they do. They opened it. I think it was in Atlanta because a follower had sent me. Yeah, I think it was in Atlanta. Yes, I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll
I
just
mean,
meet
that's
up.
far for me, but
Far from me too. Oh, okay, Susan. Well, I was sharing with my audience. I wrote this book, and it's all about tweaking your way to a life that you love. And I love the way that you show up on the internet and help us to just really fully embrace the homes that we have, not feel like a burden, but like a safe space, a sanctuary. It's something I really admire about you, and you really help other women feel that way too. So I have to ask you, what has been a tiny tweak that has made your life either easier or lighter recently?
Well, this one, it may be new for people or it may be an old one, but sometimes I feel like we forget the simple things, and it is batch cooking. So when I am making a meal, I always ask myself, can I make a double quantity or a triple quantity of whatever it is I'm making and then easily freeze it? Because literally, I'm telling you, for the last 2 weeks, our family has ate out of the freezer because I have done this right ahead of time, and it has been such a stress relief. I haven't had to figure out all of the things, right? It just reduces a lot. So that is my tiny tweak, but it is a huge impact for sure.
And it is. It's funny because even last night that you mentioned that, I was making chicken for a Thai dish and I had extra chicken. And so I was like, I'm just going to whip this up for chicken salad for the next few days. It didn't take me like what, 3 or 5 minutes longer.
Mhm.
And I tell you what, my future self is already there.
Yes, I know, right? It's so true. And now, you guys, that it's getting close. I mean, I'm already in the spring mode, even though I know it's still a ways. But summer grilling, this is our hack too. Like we always grill like quadruple the quantity of meat that we need for that meal, because in the summer you can use stuff for so many things, right? So keep that one there too. That's a bonus one.
Ooh, I love that one. That's a good reminder. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait for the day. We grilled the other night hamburgers because it was like 55 and I was like, let's go.
Actually, yeah, I know it's been cold, and then we had this warm thing that happened. So yeah, that's so good.
Okay, so now Susan, you like I said, you really help women embrace like homemaking and making their home a place where they love to be, where their family loves to be, where it doesn't feel like a burden. So can you share a tiny tweak that you have shared with your audience that really has resonated with them, maybe in a way that you didn't even realize before?
Well, this is where you and I are, I think we're like aligned on so many things. And I will say, I've started reading your book and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this so much, because there are just so many things, right? That I do that, right? I do that. And maybe, oh, I haven't thought about that. But the one thing that I will live to preach about every single day is that we really need to use small pockets of time as homemakers, moms, whether you are home full time, whether you work out of the home full time, whatever, it doesn't matter. Um, and I really have taken this into heart just with the management and keeping our homes tidy, is that I used to be a binge cleaner. And you know what happened is like after a few days, then the house looked like a mess for the rest of the week until, it was binge cleaning day. So I really love to help women develop rhythms and routines, somewhat like you, right? Where we're grabbing small pockets of time and to do some of these things throughout the week so we don't get into that place and then have that overwhelm, right? Nobody wants that in their home. So it's just more sustainable when we give something, right? Constant, but consistent, right? It's not overwhelming, but just consistent attention. Kind of like our bodies, right? If we ignore the things that our bodies need for years, yeah, that's going to add up, right? And so similar concept. Yeah.
I always say a little every day keeps the
Yes.
overwhelm away because I think too our brains, I don't know about you, but like my brain starts to like it's almost like it becomes overwhelming in my mind. It becomes this
Yes.
task that feels so insurmountable. I don't know where to start as opposed to just a little bit keeps that momentum going, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I mean, I know this is short, but I have to tell you guys a funny story because I have procrastinated cleaning out my closet since
Mm.
October. I think I started talking about it in October because I had recently, released a little weight and I knew some things needed to go anyway. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I got to do that. I got to, since October. Okay. I finally had to do it the other day because I'm leading a decluttering challenge in my community. And you know how long it took me to clean my closet? 30 minutes. But I was carrying all of that guilt, right? And then some of us carry, like we like to carry a backpack of shame, like, oh my gosh, I should do this, all of that. You guys, just do the thing, right? Because look at all of this time and energy I wasted carrying that. Oh, anyway, so there you go.
Such a good reminder, though. And I bet somebody that's watching is like, okay, I'm just going to do the thing today. Set the
Yes.
timer, do the thing.
Yes.
That's such a good reminder.
Yeah. Or if you
Okay.
can't clean the whole thing, just take a drawer, do one drawer, right? Anyway, okay.
And then take a picture and admire it. I don't know. I'm always
Yes.
like, I'll open it again just to look at it.
Yes, I know. I'm gonna go look at my. I had to do a video of my closet, and it's like it looks so good at the end. I'm like, I want to just fast forward to the end. I'm like, I love opening my closet now. Where before it was so I'm like stuff. My things were coming out of drawers. It was just, anyway. Okay, moving on.
It makes us
I'm gonna
happy.
bogart this conversation.
I love it. Okay, so one of the things that I think is really important when we think about intentionality is what we do and what we don't do. And so, is there something you always ask yourself before you start anything?
I will say this has probably changed over the years, but this is the question I ask myself now is how is this going to serve me and my family? And is the trade-off worth it? Because there is always a trade-off. So everything either costs time, energy, money, right? And that question, especially in this season, is keeping me really intentional about what I'm saying yes to. And how does that align with the priorities? If you don't know what your priorities are right now in this season, it's going to be easy to say yes to things that don't fulfill those priorities, right? So, yeah, I mean, I know when we were chatting, right? One of my goals for this new year was to not really work on Fridays. And that's a huge shift for me. And but having to say no to something that I'm offered on a Friday because I've made that commitment to myself. Yes, it's hard, but I know, right? That trade-off is worth it in the end because it's fulfilling the goal that I truly have for my life. So yeah.
And I think so often we forget there might be a different perspective. Like when you said, I'm so sorry, I can't do Fridays, I'm not working on Fridays. For me,
Yeah,
that wasn't like a disappointment. That was like inspiring
I
because,
know.
hey,
You were like, you go, girl.
yeah. And so I think sometimes we fear that our no, or like, hey, this
Mhm.
isn't going to work in this season is going to be a disappointment, but it also might be an inspiration to somebody else on their own path. So I just want to encourage you, all of us, but especially you in that, like that inspired me as
Yeah.
an achiever, Enneagram 3, who always wants to work, to take some time and not work.
I know. It's so hard. It literally is so hard.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so besides your Fridays off that you're not working, is there a tiny joy, and maybe it's something that is happening on Friday? Is there a tiny joy you've enjoyed lately? Because here's the thing. I think you and I agree on this. You don't just simplify for simplification's sake. I want people to have the space to enjoy the things that matter to them. That's why we're simplifying. So,
Yes.
as we're making space, as we're developing these rhythms in our homemaking, has there been a tiny joy that you've been enjoying?
Okay, so my whole purpose in not working Friday is because I'm entering my yaya season. So I have two grandkids right now. There may be more on the way. I can't officially say that or anything, but my mentor and coach, Edie Wadsworth, she was sharing that she spends Fridays with her grandbabies. She has two grandsons that she hangs out with on Friday. And I was like, oh my gosh, think of the memories that they're creating, all of that. And I'm like, I want to be intentional like that. That's how I want to be. And how is that going to happen? It's for me carving out that time, just like in an appointment, right? And so I kind of thought, like, how can I make this fun for everybody? And so I decided my granddaughter, especially, loves to come to my house for breakfast. So I said, okay, with my daughter in law, let's set up this thing as many Fridays as we can do. Let's block them out. And we're going to do Yaya Cafe. And so they come over for Yaya Cafe. I have a little menu, like I say, what do you want? And then my daughter-in-law gets to have a few hours to do whatever she wants. And it has been so fun. It recently started, so I don't have a long, this isn't gone on for a long time, but that's the kind of thing, right? That we get to fill our hearts with what we produce. If I'm waiting for something just to happen, the likelihood it's going to happen is not. I have to be intentional, right? So, and that's one of the things I love so much about you and how you serve your audience, because you are very intentional and you share such wisdom, right? And just like this book is full of tiny tweaks, it's not, this is where you and I align so much. It is, we are this, I don't know. Everybody thinks they have to do some big, huge overhaul on their life, and that's not how things are sustainable at all. It is through tiny little shifts. So, yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love this. And now I'm like, okay, I'm putting that Yaya Cafe in my back pocket because my kids are older and in school now. Like, like I think about that with grandbabies and little kids. Like the season, what we think is going to last forever is really so short. And I love that you're prioritizing that and setting the pace for all of us in that. Just even thinking about how can I be more intentional with the people that I love in a way that I block it out. It's a standing date on the calendar so that I can prioritize that. Oh, Susan, I just could talk to you all day.
I
This
know.
was so
I
fun.
totally could too. So,
Oh, oh, thank you so much. I'm going to give away one of my books to somebody that comments. So leave a
so
comment
good, you
below.
guys. You have to get this book. It is so good. And as a person who is not a collector, and I don't give my approval on a lot of things, but this is definitely worth your time and your money to grab the book for sure. So,
Well, thank you, Susan. I'm so
mhm.
grateful for you, and I will talk to you soon.
All righty. Have a good one. Bye.